Okay, year 9, just explaining the first few lessons to you. So, section 1 would be, is a point on a line. So here we've got y equals 2x plus 2, and I've just made a sketch of it here. Now there's a point, 1, 3 on this line. Well, you remember 1 is the x coordinate and 3 is the y coordinate. So what we can do is to substitute these values into this equation, and if it works, that means it must lie on a line. So when x equals 1, this becomes y equals 2 times 1 plus 3. Remember your big maths rules. So that's a plus 2. Now we know y is 3. So does this equation work? So there's 3 equals 2 plus 2. Well, 3 does not equal 4, so that does not lie on the line. And you could see that it will probably lie 1, 3 would be somewhere here, and it will lie below the line. Let's try to see if this coordinate, so we've got y equals 2x plus 2, this is the equation of the line. X is 2 and y is 6, so let's substitute the 6 in. So the 6 equal 2 times 2 plus 2. Remember big maths rule, 6 equals 4 plus 2. It does, so it lies on the line. Well, what about for this equation y equals minus 3? This means every y coordinate of this equation is minus 3. That will be 0 minus 3. If x was 6 here, y would be minus 3, and so forth. And so that's quite easy to prove. If this point is on this line, well, the only points that are on this line would be when y equals minus 3. So that's when that would work. That would work. That would work because y equals minus 3 here. Well, what about the line y equals x? Well, you have the line y equals x. That means the only coordinates for where this would work for is when you have the coordinate 1, 1, because 1 equals 1, 2, 2, because 2 equals 2, which will be, here, 2, 2, and that's all we need to do to find if a point lies on the equation of the line. That's it. You've got another task like this where all lines, straight lines, have this equation y equals mx plus c. M stands for the gradient, c stands for the y-intercept, and I'll put a video up showing you how to find the gradient quite easily as well. But for now, you do need to have this skill. So let's look at this question here. We've got y equals 3x plus 4. This is in this form already. So the y-intercept means when it crosses the y-axis, and can you see x is 0 at this point? X equals 0 at this point. So to fill in this table, the gradient must be 3 based on the equation that is given, and the y-intercept is always the number on the outside where it crosses the y-axis, so y-intercept is 4 in this case. Now the gradient just stands for the slope, how steep it is, and we'll learn more about that later. Can you see this is a half x? The gradient is the number, we call it the coefficient in front of the x. So in this case, the gradient is a half. Can you see you've got this minus 5, so the y-intercept is minus 5. For 2 minus 3x, well, be careful, that's the mx part, so if we was to rewrite that as y equals minus 3x plus 2, you can easily see that the gradient in this case is minus 3 and the y-intercept is 2. I'll draw a line through here to break that up. That's a 0 here. Now this is working backwards. It says the gradient. Now you're trying to write the equation. Well, the gradient is 1. You're going to have y equals 1x plus 0. So simplified, that's just going to be y equals x. Now let's start with this one here, working backwards. We have y equals mx plus c. We have the gradient, which stands for m. M equals gradient. You just need to learn this language. So we know this equation is going to be y equals minus 2x. We're going to see a 7 here plus 7. Now you might get some thinking questions like these questions here, and they still ask you to find a y-intercept and gradient. I have seen this appear in GCSE papers. Now you look at this, 2y equals 4x plus 5. Is it in this form? Y equals mx plus c. No, it isn't. But what can we do to fix that? Let's divide both sides by 2. So this becomes y equals 2x plus 2.5. So the gradient m equals 2 and the y-intercept equals 5. This one, well, is it rearranged into form y equals mx plus c? Well, let's just plus 4 on both sides. So now we get 3y equals 2x plus 4. We're almost there now. Now we'll just need to divide by 3 on both sides to get y equals 2 over 3x plus 4 over 3. So m in this case is 2 over 3 and the y-intercept equals 4 over 3. Now this one is just rearranging. Doesn't matter if the y is on the right hand side. So what I mean is mx plus c equals y is still the same as y equals mx plus c. So for this question, I'll just plus 7 on both sides. So that becomes 2x plus 7 equals y. If you prefer writing it from left to right, because that's what you're used to, that's just 2x plus 7. So m in this instance is 2, the y-intercept equals 7. It's quite easily done. Please email me if you have any questions, and the next video will be to find the gradient from 2 points from a graph, so you can do y equals mx plus c, find an equation of a line from a graph or from 2 points, like this perhaps. Well done Year 9, email any questions.